So I will make you the host now.
Okay.
So you can.
Okay. Thank you very much. Um, Thank you for the opportunity right now. So let's go straight to the other concept we just introduced. That was on Friday, I think 2 days ago. We introduced a concept, so which is classes and objects. Initially, we talked about dictionary and how to do some simple operations, or digressed a little on the purple. So that's it. Let's quickly go straight to classes right now. It's one of the core concepts of programming language in general. It's one of the core concepts of Python programming language. Very, very important. You can understand the concepts and how to implement it. I think you have done like 70%, 70% success on understanding object-oriented programming language. So I will take out time to really explain it, and I will give opportunity for questions. If you have questions, can just note them down. So when the opportunity comes, we can table your questions. So let's go to classes right now. Let me explain. Let me just make some comments here. Sorry, comments. Classes and objects. Objects. Sorry, objects. Okay. So what's a class? Presently in Lagos, what I'm doing here, we have some companies we are working together. One of them is construction companies. We are one of our partners, like people we render that service to. Now, when it comes to the field of construction, before you build the house, you know that you have to design the house on paper. That design is called the blueprint. That is the blueprint. It's the definitions of what the real house, the physical house is. Just like the model, you are modeling the structure, you are modeling the house with pen and paper. Moving away to other areas, like we have what is called AutoCAD. AutoCAD is a software that builders could use to design plans, software for computer. ArchiCAD is another program too they use to design model of structures like houses, skyscrapers, and those complexes. You also have different softwares like that. But what I'm trying to say is that that is a blueprint or template. Take note, blueprint or template of the real structure. So that is what that is a template. That is um, template blueprint of the real structure. Like when it comes to architectural or structural engineering, for instance. Now, when it comes to object-oriented programming language, we have what is called classes, we have what is called objects. Now, a class is a template, is a blueprint of an object. I told you before, I said it before that an object is uh, um, just like this object in the real world. Like car now is an object, for instance. An object is just like a concrete representation of a class. Concrete representation of a class. Yeah. Or you can say, I can put it in, though if I use some terms, it might look so professional and programming, but I'm just using that object is just like the
Hello.
of a class. Why a class is the object, the property of the object. Now, I said a car object, for instance. A car is an object. But when we say an object, when we say an object, a car is an object, that means the car has properties. properties, and it has a method. I'm talking about what, in other words,
Hello, Mr. Solomon. Your audio is down.
okay, yeah. Sorry, it's connected and reconnected back. Okay, okay. So what I'm saying is that when we say object in programming language, we are talking about a, a concrete representation of a class. That is the real word. That is the real application of a class, which implies that the class has what, I mean, the object has what properties, and it has what method. Take note of properties and method. That's why we refer to it as object. Just like real world object now, for instance, the real world object is like a car. Now, a car has this property. Let's say the color, the size of the car. Then it can move. The car can move. It can, different things like that. So what an object can do is called a method. Why what the object possesses is called a property or state or attribute. Most times we might be referring to it as state or property, state or properties. Like also call it attributes. Okay. So there's something I'm trying to pick out. I forgot it. Maybe let me just check. I'm trying to check the online to just an object. I want to give the standard definition of an object. So I'm trying to uh, something when I do teach Java, yes, object. An object is I'm trying to represent. I don't want to use the concrete presentation of a class is correct, uh, but there's a way they usually put it. I just want to use it very well. I'm trying to call it. Uh, there's a term I use. That was a long time, but okay, if I get it, I will let us know. Object is, but for a layman, an object is a concrete representation of a class, while a class is a blueprint or a template of an object. A blueprint or a template of an object. So when we say classes now, class, for instance, let's say the name of this class is, let's say, animal now. Um, animal. This is how you build a class in Python. Animal. Sorry, if I'm correct. Sorry, I'm mixing the programming languages, different one. I think it's usually like this. Okay, yeah, it's showing me error. So, animal is a class. Take note. Let's forget about programming now. Let's come to biology. Or those days we were small. They teach us in grade science, or we call it. I think there's a modern name for high school or biology. Now we have what is called classes of living things. Classes. Animal is a general class. But animal is just a name of a general or is a generic representation. Why dog is the concrete representation of animal. Animal is just like a generalized term. Dog is now the real representation of class animal. Please, am I making sense right now? Let's come properly. Am I making sense?
I'm trying to get it.
Okay. Let me come back again. Um, Animal is a class, isn't it? It's a class of living things, isn't it?
Yes.
General. But when you say a dog is now an object of animal. You understand? A dog
Okay.
is an object of animal. Why animal is a class? It's a classification
Okay.
of living things.
I understand now.
We classify living things into plant and animal. So the word classification means class. So class is just a kind of, it's not a, when you say, you are a human being. But by say you are, let's say, Samuel is your name now. You are Samuel. And then you are a human being. Human being is just a generalized word. It's a class of, it's a class. I'm not really specific. I'm not really concrete. So So that is our object-oriented programming language. Class is just, yeah, okay. When I just say animal, the animal has mammal, it has hair, it can breathe, it can jump, it can move from one place to another. So animal gives you a definition of what the object dog is. Now, let me not go far to that area so that I don't get confused. Now, let me come here now. This animal now, in a class, we have two things I talked about. We have what? Properties and we have methods. And those two things, they are describing the object you are going to build. They are describing the object you are going to build. You have not yet built the object, but you are defining the property inside this class. You are defining the method inside this class. So when you start building the object now, the object will now can now use this property and this method. So what we are trying to say is that animal is just like a template, it's a blueprint. It's just like that building that you design on paper before you start your architecture. Architect, you always design blueprint of what they are going to do, what the engineers are going to carry out. They design it on paper or you use computer to design it. That is a blueprint. Rooms, yeah. You can't use the room, you can't enter the room, you can't enter the restroom, say you want to use yourself with the paper. No. That is just a template, that's just a definition. It defines the real building. Yeah. Now, I just remember something now. I'm trying to get it back. This is the way when you read your book, when you read all those professional books on computer programming, they tell you, I just remember it now. What I was saying, I want to check on it. I just remember it now. Now, what is an object? An object is an instance of a class. That's how you put it. You may not understand. That's why I'm breaking it down. An object is an instance of a class. That is an example of a class. It's a concrete representation of a template class. Okay, let me not go far. Let me just some small thing. So let's say color is a property. Now I've defined a class. This is how you define a class. You write the keyword class here. Then you write the name of the class. The name of the class is also called, when we say name of the class, name of object or name of method, they are also called the identity. They are called the identity. Oh, sorry, they are called identifier. Or they are also trying to use the exact term, identifier. Or let me say, identifier refers to the name of a class properties. So a property we have it just like X now. You say X equals to 3. The name of that variable is called X. You can say Solomon equals to 3. You can say A equals to 3. So the name of a variable is A. The name of the variable can be Solomon. So that name is called identifier program language. For identifier. Take note, identifier. Don't forget identifier. They are the same thing you see apart from Python. You see this same thing Java, C++, all of them. So identifier refers to the name of the class, not just a class. You also have the name of the method, the identifier. So you can name it any name, but don't give a name of a class by the keyword. I told you that a keyword is a reserved word used by Python interpreter. So don't, you can name your class as any name, but don't name it as class here. I won't come here and say class. I won't come here and say class now. You can give me error because the class is already used by Python to refer to something exclusively. So you can name it any. Let me just name it animal. That's the definitions of the object and the methods. That is, sorry, you want to start the defining your properties and your method. So let me just say color now. Color equals to red. Color of animal. Oh, let's say dog. A dog now has a color of let's say brown. Let me just say brown. Okay. So that is a color now. Let me not just talk about only color here. Color is what? It's a property, it's a state of this animal. That's it. Now I won't let me forget about method first. I'll come back to method first. Now, this is the simple way of building a class. This is simple way of building a class. Sorry, I'm coming. Let me like okay. Let me come back. Let me come in. Now, I built a um sorry, let me test this thing. Let me see. Okay. Now, this is the name of the class. And this color is the property of the animal I want to object I want to build. I can also have a method here now. If you want to build a method, you can write a method like this. Def, please, this is definition. Def is a keyword to refer to method. Yeah, what is a method? Let me just say back. Of course, a dog used to back. Let me just put back here. And when you put a method here, there's this is called arguments. Sorry, let me refer to mathematics. When you say y, or let's say y equals to f of x, please. Oh, I thought mathematics also remember. F equals to f of x. Please, can you remember something like this? F equals to f
Yes.
of x. Y equals to f of x. I mean, can you remember something like this?
Yes.
That means y is a function of x. Eh, so x is an argument. X an argument. X an argument. Or um, yes, argument. We call it argument, or we can also call it, if you like, can call it parameters. Parameters. So that is it. But what I'm trying to say is this: coming back here now, this self you are seeing that automatically here is telling you that this method belongs to this class that is defining. So this method now, the name of this method is called back. It's inside a class. That is the name. It's owned by class. It's owned by class. It's owned by class. So that's why we put this self here. Don't use it for anything. But if you are defining a method outside the class, please, if you are defining a method outside the class, let's say back now, it does not belong to any class. It's not inside the class. So it's not, we don't name it as a method. We name it as function. We call it function.
I understand.
Please they do the same thing, but it's just inside the class. The one that is defined inside the class here now is called method. This method, class. And self, self argument, self argument, self argument means that the method belongs belongs to a class. Let me just put some code there confused. So this set means that it belongs to what a class. It belongs to class. But if you define this one, you don't need to put self here. You just go and define like this. This keyword, this self, means that this is a function or it's a method. If it's inside class, it's a method. Like you put this bracket here to show that it's a method or it's a function. It's a function because inside the class. That is basic the difference between them. Method is defined inside the class. Why function is defined outside the class. So let me come back to the animal and now this is your What I want the dog to do. Let's say the dog should print, sorry, the back. When it backs, inside the method is what it does, while color is the property of the animal. So let's say print. What do one want the method to do? Let's say print. The print is you want to put something on the print. What a woo. Let me just say woo. The dog back. Woo. That's what I want. Okay. So please, I hope I'm not confusing you. Let me remove the comments to avoid confusion. This comment here. Can I remove it so that
Um,
that
yes, you can.
so that I'll just have few things here. Let me remove this. Okay, let me hint on what I've written again once again. Let me remove this one. So I will leave this one so that any new um, uh, attendant may attend come see what we are doing, classes and documents. So that is it. Now this animal is the name of the class. That's class. Color is the property of the animal. Why this one you are seeing here, like this, is the method. That is what the animal can do, or what the animal that is the action it can take. The action it performs is called method. Called method. I said a method is defined inside class. When you define a method, you put the keyword there to tell Python interpreter that it's a method. Then when you are defining a class, you put classes name to tell the Python interpreter that this identifier, why is this name of this class? Like this is a class, this animal is a class. Why if you put def here, this adult backs for example. So name is called this identifier of the method. So this one is you are telling if you put def here, you're telling Python interpreter that this thing is going to execute is a method. It's your method. It's your method. Don't forget. Then self, for those one coming in, that's what I'm capping. Self refers to that it implies that this method belongs to a class, not just a class, the class that it is defining. You define inside animal, that means it belongs to animal class. That's why we put self here. In function, we don't put self because the function is defined outside the class. So that is it. Now, having understood this, I'm going to give you after what I now, I will give you when to ask questions. Now, when you want to design my blueprints, what is my blueprint? My blueprint is just a definition of real concrete object, a real concrete object. Let me now build my object from template class, template class. You know, I said if you want to build a house, you have to design it on paper first, or computer. After that, you now carry out the rebuilding you have built, where you can enter and live inside or reside in as your blueprint or template, which in programming language we refer to it as animal. I mean, we refer to it as class. But the real thing is what we actually, we will not use this one. We are not using it for anything. It's just a definition of the objects that you are going to build. Now, let me now build the object. This is how you build the object from the animal blueprint or animal class. You will state it like this. What is the name of the object? Object is just like a variable, just like say X. So let me just say dog. Dog is the name of the object. Equals to animal. Animal. Animal name. Because the dog is an instance of animal. It's a concrete version of animal. So animal, right? So after you write that, you already build the object from the class. This is just very simple. You have built the object from this class. Then you can now start using the object, connect the object to the property and connect it to the method. Let's connect it to the property and see what Python will give to us. We want to connect to the property to the dog dot what? Dot column. Let's measure on property first. What we go to method. Python PyCharm is already giving me suggestion. So if you want to connect it, you just use the word dot. I mean, you just use the sign dot. This dot dog dot color means this color belongs to this dog. That is his color of the dog. That's what he's talking about. So let's print it now. Let's please. let's have put it on the console. Let's see what Python is going to give us. Let's print it out so that let's see if it works now. Just want to make sure that okay. So can you see it now? Brown, yeah, brown. So you can see that we didn't use. Let me make it smaller. Okay, so that I'll just print. So you can see that with this animal is just a definition of this thing. But when we want to use it, we actually create an object first from this animal before we start to use it. So that is it. Now let's do another thing again. Let me let me just connect this one out. Let me connect it out. Sorry. Sorry. Right, let me connect it out. Now I've created an object. Let me use this method now and see what it will give to us. I already wrote print here, so I don't need to say print like this one. Okay, so dog dot what back. See this back here, dot back. It's telling you that this back belongs to someone. So back. Let's see what it's going to do. Let's run it and see. It's going to go who. Can you see? It's giving us who.
Yes.
Yes, you can see where I used the back. I didn't use it. I didn't say print. Okay, let me comment everything here. Let me comment everything. Let me just notify. I'm notifying it, so I just make it a comment. So if you check, if I run it now, nothing will happen. Nothing. Can't see any output here because this is just a template. So I really want to use template now. I have to create an object first. I have to create an object of the template, which is so now I created it from this class. An object created from this class. I have to create this animal. After that,
Is, is there somebody trying to join?
okay. Can I hear you?
Looks like someone just posted that. Try to join.
Okay, 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 okay,
Not allowed.
okay, okay. Yeah, but I admitted the person into the class right now. Okay. Can I proceed?
All right.
Um, yeah, I think our time is so much gone, but I want to give time for question, please, because this is quite a technical interpretation or explanation. So I want to give room for maybe like a question so that from somebody's question, some people could get insights proper better. So let me give room for questions.
Okay.
Or on the
Seriously,
comments, you can
I
write your
really
comments.
need to know much about this. This is more like first time I'm having an insight of it.
Oh, I can't
Uh,
hear you clearly.
I said this is the first time I'm having an
Okay,
insight of how a class is being.
okay, 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 okay,
I believe I can learn more.
okay, okay,
Just try to find my way around it.
okay, okay. Maybe I'm going to give a tax, a little, a brief, a slight tax. So you just practice like assignment. Um, Let me just give a kind of assignment. So just to
Yes.
exercise your brain. And okay, I don't know how I'm going to put it. Let me see if I could navigate some. Uh, okay. Okay. What are we going to do? I'm going to write a similar. Let me just say similar. Write a similar program like the one Then class, name of the class name is class.
What's up now? Hello, Mr. Solomon. Hello, Mr. Solomon.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I can hear you right now. Okay. So I'm giving an assignment. I'm jumping. So that is just simple stuff here. Let me make the comments. So this is just the simple stuff you're going to do. Write a similar program now. The one I'm giving you does not have a property. It only have a method. Write a similar program like the one above. The class name is what? Human. Just like the class name is animal. The class name is human. The method is jump. Jump is the method. You know how to write a method, put def, put the name of method, and then set. Then the jump will print the word I am jumping. Then make sure that you choose a class called Solomon. Solomon. I mean, sorry, you build an object called Solomon. You build an object called Solomon from human, of course. From, you know how to connect objects to properties or methods. To use dot. You that do similar thing and let me see. Do similar thing and let me see. I can't rush this one because this quite very, very important to programming. In general, if you understand this thing, you understand other programming language. How they are. Classes, objects are very important. Methods, function, they are the real blocks of object-oriented programming languages, including Python. I would like to stop it so that you can read, study it, and then do this assignment and maybe try other assignments on your own. Like try other activities on your own. But whatever questions you have, you can bring it. You can always message me on the platform. If I don't respond, let me specifically send it to me, my number then, so that because I'm quite very, very busy. And I will respond when I see your question. And I would like to respond. So I think over back to the moderator.
All right, thank you very much, Mr.
Yeah,
Solomon.
thank you.
So we can end the class.
Okay.
Well, by giving us this assignment, are we expecting next presentation?
Um, okay. Let's make it weekends. Weekends,
And we're always having classes on weekends.
sir. Let's having classes weekend.
I say it's only weekends that we have classes.
Okay. Um, okay. Let's just yeah. Okay, just do it. But I don't know. My time is quite very tight. My time is quite very tight. Okay. Let me just take it as a sacrifice. So let's see if we can Sunday evening like this should be okay. Sunday evening should be okay because Friday is quite we can try to reach home closing late, reaching home quite tight. So let's look at it. But do the assignment and next presentation. I think when we communicate, but just take note. Weekend is okay. Sunday
Uh,
evening from 8. That'll be okay. I'll get your
All right.
feedback. Yeah. But
Thank
before
you.
then, the moderator I think will always remind me so that I won't forget.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you. You are the. Let me see. Let me see.
Okay. Can I exit now?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.